we got to get into this review. Now, as I said, guys, The Golden Child, despite it being a commercial success for its time, made about $79.8 million domestically. I don't see what the worldwide is. I assume over $100 million. Budget of $25 million. Eddie Murphy, he came out and said it not long after this film came out. Said, yeah, it's a piece of shit, but my movies always make money, honey. So even when they're bad, they make money. That's not always the case nowadays, but certainly in the last 20 years. But he's on the up and up, Chad. He's doing much better. But he even said, like, yeah, this movie's a piece of shit. I was frustrated because I had no involvement in writing the script. I had to fight with the filmmakers when it came to doing improv, which Eddie Murphy at the time was known for his incredible improv skills. So, you can just fucking tell watching this film, chat, that he is just... I think there's like, it's always like a subtle, like, I don't give a shit attitude about what's happening here. And also just kind of like an anger. It's that kind of just like... He's like always at that level all the time. Just like the subtle, just exasperated and just not really sure what's happening right here. They really gave him nothing to do and nothing to work with. It just was on the script and maybe occasional thing that he could improv. Like, you could tell that he just did not enjoy making this movie. And I get it, you know. And look, some of the actors, you know, I personally like. I mean, you have, you got fucking Egg Shen in the movie, chat, from Big Trouble in Little China. You have, who's the other? You got James Hahn, who played Dave Lopan from Big Little China. He's in this, played the Goose. He played Poe's father from Kung Fu Panda. He's in this movie. But there are some other actors in here. Fucking Tywin Lannister's in this movie, Chad. He's terrible. They have all these actors in here. They give them absolutely nothing to do. Bad lines. Some of it's like kind of offensive too, because you know a lot of Asian stereotypes are playing around with there. It's like, ooh, this has not aged well. It has not aged well, that humor. And so it's just a very frustrating watch. But again, it was a commercial success, but it was maligned by critics. And Eddie Murphy was very unhappy about it. Even the studio, even though it was a commercial success, critical failure, sure, the studio was not happy that it did not reach the same numbers of something like Beverly Hills Cop. But apparently after this film, Eddie Murphy was heavily involved in the writing and the production of all of his future movies, so like Coming to America and things like that. He had a heavy hand in that. And so for the most part, that worked out for a good portion of time, until it didn't. Until it didn't, chat. But yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen this movie this is the second time I've ever seen this film. I saw this, I don't know, over a decade ago, I'd say. The thing that always stuck out in my mind, chat, not like a particular scene, the knife scene, sure, but what stuck in my mind is how absolutely boring this movie is. It's because mainly of this Eddie Murphy's performance, which I can't really blame him too much for it, but it's so on just this level of banal. It doesn't even have, this film doesn't have a fucking heartbeat, Chad. It has no soul. Even though it's about fucking spiritualism and fighting evil, good, you know, the forces of good versus the forces of evil, like there's nothing, the movie's not giving you anything to grasp onto. Not compelling characters, not a compelling villain, you know, no particularly really funny scenes with the exception of maybe one. It's just a slog of a film, and thank God it's under an hour and a half. It's like an hour and 25 minutes, because this is like 2 hours, this would have been rough. This would not have been a fun experience. But what about you guys? Have you, Chad, welcome to stream. Some of you obviously have seen The Golden Child. A lot of you voted for it. Am I being too harsh? Am I just being too harsh in this film? Oh, Norbert is still one of the worst Eddie Murphy movies. No, Norbert's pretty bad. That's probably up there, Silver King Hype. I agree. I also throw The Golden Child. There's nothing to it. Protector King, welcome to stream. Thank you for the 100 biddies, good sir. Hey, Chris, how many bits for you to sing Imagine on stream? Not enough. Not enough in the world. I wouldn't even know the lyrics. I would have fucked up immediately. No, thank you so much for Protector King for the 100 videos. Joey the Jedi, welcome. Now, I'm curious. Age of Stereotypes, Tony would love this movie. Oh, really? Drinker's Shoe, The Golden Child is one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies. Ooh, I agree, though. It isn't a great film. Okay, so, wait a minute. I mean, it's one of your favorite Eddie Murphy movies, but it's not a great film. All right, fair enough. Well, you can tell me why you like it. I want to hear why you guys like it, some of you. I didn't know that, Dark Side, I didn't know this movie existed. Chris Sears said the same thing. What about Best Defense? Never seen that one. I didn't know that existed. Also, I remember this movie. Don't think I've seen it at all. 1,000 Words was excruciating. I did not see that film. So again, I love it, but I can see why someone could not like Edgy Berserker. At least Perfect Circle's version of Imagine is good. It sounds bleak and ominous. Ooh. There you go, chap. But you guys would tell me throughout the review what you think of The Golden Child. I don't find it particularly funny or very interesting, but nonetheless, chat, we gotta get going. It's present day! It's present day, and we are in Nepal, chat, and there's a ceremony going on. Every monk in Nepal is there to see it. We have this little kid, chat. I don't know his name. He's just the golden child. And we learn in the rest of the movie who this kid is. I'm going to tell you right now, the golden child, it's only in every 3,000 generations that do we get a kid like the golden child. All the other kids in the world, they suck compared to him. They're in a distant, even the best kid you ever met is a distant second to this kid. He's got fucking magic powers. He doesn't really eat all that much, eats little leaves, so it doesn't take a lot to feed him. There's not a lot of upkeep, chap. He's very polite. When he touches you, he takes over your mind and fucks with you and erases your entire identity and being. So the kid's pretty goddamn powerful, right? And these monks, they're doing, it's basically Avatar Last Airbender was like, we gotta pick the next Avatar. And this kid, they're doing certain things with this kid, not in a sexual way or anything like that. Just like, okay, are you the golden child? Which I assume they already knew. So I don't know what the point of the ceremony. I guess it's just to show off his abilities, chat, and how wise he is, and what kind of like a little prick he is. Starts out, he's just fucking the golden child. He's just watching a puppet show, chat, and he's into it. Oh, by the way, fun fact: even though the golden child in the film is a boy, actually played by a girl. There you go. I mean, I guess this doesn't matter. Golden child could have been a girl. No, it has to be a boy. It doesn't matter, chat. But little factoid there. And so the golden kid, chat. He's just watching this puppet show and he is fucking into it. I mean, someone's fighting some guy. It's like a horseman, samurai horseman, I guess, or I guess Nepal. I don't know why I said samurai. Nepalese horseman with a sword fighting this one guy on foot. He's fucking into it. The fucking monks come in. They interrupt the show. The golden child's like, I want to keep watching, but fine, let's do the ceremony. They bring his little ass out, chat. They sit him down and they start doing stuff. One of the first things they do is, they have this very old man who's clearly near death, has literally no possessions except the fucking necklace he has on. It's probably been passed down through countless generations of his family. He fucking hobbles up there with his pillow, chat, with 3 other necklaces, presents them to the golden child. Golden kid's looking at him, and he fucking takes the necklace off the old man, puts it on himself. That's a dick move. That's a power move, chat. The golden kid's like, yeah, this is nice, but I want yours. That shit, but listen, the old man's like, oh, I've been blessed, I can die happy. So he doesn't give a shit that he was just robbed, blind, chat, even though he saw it. So the golden kid, he's rocking this necklace of the old man. Next test we got going on, chat, 3 fucking dead parrots. This is weird. The golden kid, he looks at all 3 parrots, chat, he picks the middle one, and the fucking thing comes back to life. It's, it's magic, chat, it's floating around, it's so happy. We're gonna come back to this because I'm very confused by this scene, especially with the parrot. The parrot's a consistent thing that happens throughout the movie, and it changes in the things, particularly one thing. I'm like, wait, how does that make sense? We're gonna touch on that. It's weird. It's weird. So the parrot is flying around the goddamn temple or whatever, and all the monks are like, "Oh shit, this kid's really good. We got him, chat. This is the one. This is the one every 3,000 generations. That's a lot of generations, chat." Meanwhile, chat, we cut outside the temple, and who do we see? Fucking Tywin Big Dick Lannister. He's riding up in, like, he might as well be, he's pretty much dressed as Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones. It's Charles Dance, chat. And during the 1980s, Charles Dance did not give a fuck. He was all about the money, honey. And he's like, listen, put me in as much terrible shit as you want, as long as I get paid. I'm gonna sell this dialogue. Does he sell the dialogue? No, he doesn't, chat. Even Tywin Lannister can't sell the stuff that he's given here. He's trying to shove it in our face and be like, no, thank you. It's not working out very well. So he's riding this fucking yacht, chat. He's all adorned in black and red, looking like a goddamn Sith Lord. He's got some cronies behind him. He has the guy. Remember during the Blind Fury review, for those of you who are toasties right now? Remember the Slag, chat? Slag, the guy that got Darth Maul at the end? He's in this as, like, I think as an Asian man. Like, they have some heavy makeup on him. He's got like an even larger Cro-Magnon head. And I guess he's kind of slow. Like he's mentally challenged. But maybe he's Tibetan too, or Nepalese or something. I don't know, chat, but he's not much there. There's also a guy who has severe burns on his face. And it's kind of healed over. but they call him the monkey, which I think is also kind of offensive because he kind of has simian-like features because of the scarring. And then they just got a generic Asian guy, a very large, morbidly obese Asian man, chat. I mean, he can barely fucking move. They all have a speciality too, like. This is gonna sound so bad. So fucking Slag. From Blind Fury, because he's kind of mentally slow, he's got like that super strength, so he has that, I guess. It's terrible. I'm sorry, but it's fucking true. I mean, he's just like, that's how he acts. I kind of feel bad for the actor. It's like, listen, I know I'm a big guy, but I can say lines. He has no dialogue in this movie. Just go, that's all he does. It's like, Jesus Christ. The Monkey Man, the guy with the severe burns, he specializes in this, like, metal rope thing, metal claw. I guess it's like a flail. It's a flail, chat, that he spins around and stuff. That's his thing. And the morbidly obese Asian man, he uses a crossbow. Sure. And Charles Dance is a fucking demon. Spoiler, by the way. I mean, he uses magic and shit and terrible effects, chat. The movie has terrible effects. Anyway, so they're fucking rolling up on this place. We cut back to the temple. They did, I think, another weird ceremony thing. I don't remember what it was. I just remember the necklaces when he just flexed on that old man who clearly died after that, and the parrot. There must have been another one. I don't remember. But anyway, fucking Charles Dance, he busts on through. He sends his guys all in there, and they just slaughter all the monks. You don't see any blood or anything. There's nothing, like, it's not Game of Thrones-esque. I mean, this would be like a baller move if Tywin Lannister did it, but again, no blood. There's no real, like, oomph to the scene, so you don't care about any of these monks, you know? And the Golden Child, despite all, and this pisses me off, despite all the Golden Child's abilities. Oh, by the way, that was another thing, too. Oh, God. Nah, I'll get to it later. But the Golden Child, he's just fucking sitting there. And even though he can fucking raise the dead, and as we learn later on, just, like, possess people and have them fight for him, he does absolutely nothing. He's just like, all right, whatever. I'm going to watch all my acolytes die. I was just getting kind of bored. Like, the Golden Child's the true villain in this movie, honestly, Chad. I'm cheering for fucking Charles Dance at this point. I think his name is Mimsy, by the way. I think Charles Dance's character's name is Mimsy or Mewy. I mean, that could be the demon he serves. He serves a demon, Chad. We never see the demon, by the way. Just hear a voice and a terrible fucking blue screen effect later on in some flames. I think his name is Mimsy. So I'm gonna keep calling him Charles Dance, but keep in mind, Chad, his fucking name is Mimsy in this movie. Whatever. So all the monks are slaughtered, Chad, and, one of the morbidly obese Asian guys that is with Charles Dance, not the one that's going to be a consistent, henchman, but some other generic guy, he goes to, like, touch the Golden Child. Charles Dance's like, don't fucking touch him, but it's too late. Golden Child reaches out, touches the morbidly obese Asian man's hand, and he just fucking, everything becomes clear. All of the evil is sucked out of his body, Chad. He starts stabbing. He starts stabbing all his guys, Chad. Charles Dance is not too happy about it. He's like, get him! Get him, other morbidly obese Asian man. He gets shot in the back, Chad. He fucking goes down. Golden Child, he's like, whatever. They're all meat to me. I don't give a damn. And, but here's the thing. Charles Dance has got a plan. He brings in this, like, little cage thing, because they can't touch him or they'll be cleansed of all their evil. So they have this weird circular cage thing. If they stretch it, then it opens up, and they just grab the kid, and then they carry him out, Chad, and they're gonna do something nefarious with him. After that, we cut immediately. All this is like in the first 5 minutes. We then cut to Los Angeles, Chad. Who we're introduced to? Eddie Murphy. I don't know what the name of his character is. It doesn't matter because he's Eddie Murphy. He's Eddie Murphy if he just didn't really give a shit. That's pretty much what he is in this film. And he's just going around town and, like, attempting to do little comedic bits. And they all fall flat. You can tell they're just like, all right, we got to shoot some fucking B-roll. Eddie, you be Eddie. And this point in the production, this is clearly done at the end, where Eddie Murphy had enough with everything. And he's like, I don't fucking... All right, I got to put up these posters, missing kid. All right, here you go. He fucking looked over a man's shoulder. And, we had this one guy. Here's a kink shaming incident in this movie, chat. This man, this heavyset man, goes to the big and tall store. He was looking at a magazine called Chunky Asses. He likes the BBWs. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? And Eddie Murphy's just kink shaming in here. It's like, leave him alone, Eddie. Come on now. And he runs off, and Eddie, he's putting up all these posters like, missing kids. What's this all about? And then, chat, we cut immediately to a newscast. And we see this woman, Nepalese, am I saying that correctly? Nepalese woman, chat. Her name is, I don't know what the fuck her name is. Oh, I don't know. Key. It's Key. Oh, she looks great, by the way. This very attractive Asian woman, chat, Nepalese woman called Key. She's watching this newscast, and up pops fucking Eddie Murphy. He's on a TV show, a local TV show. The host is terrible. He just wants to talk about himself. But Eddie, he's there for a reason. Because we learned that Eddie, he looks for missing children. That's his profession. He's not a cop. He's not even really, I guess, a private investigator. Maybe he kind of is, but he's just like, his specialty is I look for missing kids. That's my thing. He's looking for this one girl named Charlotte, and he's trying to get through this whole thing, but the TV host is being extremely rude and narcissistic, and he just says, all right, give me that fucking microphone, you asshole. And he's like, I need help finding this girl. She's 16 years old. Someone please help me, chap. Someone please help me. He says that to you as well. And, you know, Key, she's looking at this newscast. She goes, he's the one. He's the one. And then we immediately cut to fucking Charlotte's dead body. It's like, wow, okay, this got dark. Oh, no, is it? Are we here yet? No. Wait, are we? I don't know. Oh, yeah, I think at one point, this is what happens, chat. At one point, Key goes to talk to Eddie Murphy because he's putting up more posters. And she goes, hey, I need your help finding a kid. And he's like, I'm working a case, but I'll be happy to help you. And he's like, okay, and she just fucking drops all the bombs on him. Okay, it's the golden child. He comes every 3,000 years. He's like the best kid ever. He has magic powers. You need to help us. You are the chosen one, Eddie Murphy. And Eddie Murphy's like, bitch, you're crazy. I'm going to leave now. And so he leaves, chat, but she keeps following him. She keeps a bead on him, chat. She's tracking him down. And fucking Eddie Murphy knows that, you know, that this crazy girl's watching him, but he thinks that she's cute. So he doesn't mind the stalker. It was a different age, chat. It was a different age. So, he's like, well, I'm still gonna look for Charlotte, chat. Immediately fucking hard cut. We were at Charlotte's dead body. And Eddie Murphy's just taking the pictures. And he's working with the police. I don't know how Eddie Murphy, I guess he's a private investigator for whatever reason. And I guess the police use him. He uses police resources. It's all over the place. But he's at this thing. He's looking at the body, chat, taking pictures. He notices there is a dragon tattoo on her upper thighs. Like, that's interesting. The fucking police detective, he takes him into the house and he says, this is some, like, devil worshipping shit, because they're going all around. There's all this weird scripture on the walls, chat, in foreign language they can't even decipher. Cop's like, yeah, I guess it's a shut and close case. She was crazy. It's like, Eddie Murphy's like, you're an idiot. I'm gonna keep looking around. Goes to the kitchen, chat, because apparently the fucking cops didn't go in the kitchen and, you know, take things for evidence, trying to look for clues in DNA. These guys do not care. The LAPD at this point does not care, Chef. Eddie Murphy cares. He goes in the kitchen. He notices there's a pot. There's some porridge. He's like, I got some porridge in here. He takes a spoon. He starts poking it. Chef, fucking blood splurts up. He's like, whoa, that is fucked up. That's dark. I don't like that. There's something nefarious going on here. And so he's like, all right, I got a clue. This dragon tattoo, it was fresh. It was fresh on her upper thigh. I can still see the blood coming off of it. So I'm going to go to every, tattoo parlor in Los Angeles. And while he's only doing this, chat, Key's also following him around. And eventually he just fucking, you know, he notices her. And he just goes up to her, like, okay, why are you following me? And she says, well, our two cases are finally aligned, Eddie Murphy. The same person who has the golden child is the same people that probably killed Charlotte. He's like, okay, I don't believe in all this Asian mumbo-jumbo. He pretty much does it that way, chat. Very dismissive. But I'm going to help you out here. And, like, let's help each other out. And she goes, okay. And he's like, listen, I managed to track down, what was it? Are we at that point yet? Oh, no, maybe, wait. See, now I'm getting all my scenes. Let me make sure I got all these right. Oh. Yes. Ah, yeah. Okay, here we are. This is where we are, chat. So, Eddie Murphy's like, I managed to track down the right tattoo parlor. Apparently, they do the same tattoo for a motorcycle gang, and they're at this location, chat. And so they actually, no, they're called, like, the Dragons or something. Very descriptive. And so he manages to find the gang along with Key. They're tracking him down. They go to this neighborhood, chat, and he's like, okay, listen, I'm going to go in there and just beat the shit out of, like, the 15 guys that are in there, because I'm fucking Eddie Murphy. I can do anything I want. And you wait in the car. If anything bad happens, you just take off and just leave me to die. You know, hopefully they're not racist or anything like that. And so he's hopping over fences, chat, ends up in a neighborhood. And it's like, it's a bad joke because he pulls out a gun. And it's this white family, and it's like, oh my god. And so they're fucking freaking out. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just here for a chip, and I'm gonna leave. And so he leaves, he infiltrates the motorcycle gang's hideout chat, immediately fucking captured. Didn't have any effect, doesn't know where the hell Charlotte is, and then Key's like, alright, fuck, I gotta help him. And then we get to some really terrible fight choreography here, chat. Because the actress who plays Key, she's supposed to be, you know, a warrior. You know, she knows Nepalese martial arts. I don't know. But she knows how to fight, chat, and you can tell it's not the same like actress. Like they have a body double in here, and it's very obvious because it doesn't even fucking look this game. But it's like, oh, whatever. So she goes in there, she starts kicking all these overweight, morbidly obese motorcycle just druggies, chat, crystal meth hawking, you know, puffing motorcyclists, bikers. And she's taking them all down. We get some scenes when she busts a pipe, chat, and it sprays her in the chest. She goes, oh, and it's like, oh my god. Why? Why of all things? So she gets sprayed in the chat. You see her bazingas, the bazungas, chat, and the nipples too. And then she goes ahead. She gets Eddie Murphy untied because they like tied him to like a water boiler, chat. Most of the motorcycle guys, they take off except for one idiot. He was too badly injured. Eddie Murphy, he starts interrogating him. Apparently the guy says, yeah, man, you know, we sold Charlotte to this creepy British man. And he needed her for something, man. He's like, wait, you sold that girl? You sold her like she was a slave? He's like, yeah, man, we sold her for, you know, money and beer and drugs. Eddie Murphy just starts beating. He starts wrestling with him, chat. Just beats him up. And that fucking turns Key on. She's liking what she's seen, chat. But she doesn't want to go that far yet. Later on, her and Eddie Murphy, they're like, okay, well, that was a good day. That was a good part of the investigation, I'd say. We'll let you know. Eddie Murphy's like, hey, you know what? It's late. Why don't you come up to my apartment? Come up to me, please, please, please. Don't make me ask twice. He's like, you're gonna have to ask twice, Eddie Murphy. I know you're the chosen one, destined to find the golden child and defeat evil. But I am not that kind of girl. I don't fuck on the first date. Eddie Murphy's like, all right, Jesus, okay, I'm gonna back away. He goes up, chat. No means no. No means no. So she decides just to be there in the car, though. She's not leaving. I'm just gonna sleep here and just think about Eddie Murphy. We cut to Eddie Murphy, chat. He's like, whew, what a day. I'm just gonna go and rest and close my eyes. Meanwhile, chat, we cut to the golden child. And he's just fucking eating leaves for sustenance. He's not gonna eat that blood porridge. We find out, chat, the blood porridge. Because Eddie Murphy and Key also go to like a medicinal shop run by David Lopan from Big Trouble in Little China. They get a whole spiel from a sage who is actually half human, half dragon. We don't find that out till later, but it's very weird and it's a very bad, stop motion claymation effect. She tells him, yeah, you're the chosen one, Eddie. Don't eat the blood porridge, or if the golden child eats the blood porridge, then they could kill him, because apparently the golden child is immortal, but if he eats blood porridge, then he could die. Am I on the right track so far? I think I'm on the right track. And so then they go to the motorcycle games. I might be mixing those scenes up, but nonetheless, that's where we are. So Eddie Murphy's like, well, I've learned a lot today. I'm just going to go to sleep. Cut to the golden child, chat. He's in prison eating his fucking leaves. Charles Dance is very upset that he hasn't eaten the blood porridge yet. And so he goes off, chat, and he talks to his boss. Maybe it's called Mimsy. I don't know if Charles Dance's character is called Mimsy, or the devil he works for is also called Mimsy. I'm not sure. But he talks to him. He says, listen, Charles, this blood porridge thing's not working. So what I need you to do is I need you to get this knife, this magic knife. I think it's called the Ajanti dagger. The Ajanti dagger. And Charles Dance's like, well, that's going to be hard. He's like, just fucking do it, okay? Just get it. The plot demands at this point. We're running out of time. We have 45 minutes left. And he's like, all right, I'll do it. We cut back to the Golden Child chat, and the clearly mentally challenged Mr. Slag from Blind Fury is just fucking playing with him. And I guess Mr. Slag throws a Pepsi can at the Golden Child, or I don't know, just rolls around or some shit. I forget. And then we just get a 20-second advertisement for Pepsi, because the Golden Child, he manipulates the can to where it becomes this little anthropomorphic character who's just fucking like dancing like Michigan J. Frog. You know, hello my lady, hello my darling, like that whole thing. And then when fucking Slag goes back to like the vending machine to pick up another Pepsi, Pepsi is clearly in view. Also, Charles Dance's like, stop that fucking advertising this movie. I am an actor, god damn it. I'm not gonna be shown up by a dancing Pepsi can. And so he's upset at this point. He's like, you're gonna eat that fucking blood porridge. And maybe we don't even need it. Maybe I found something else to get rid of you. Golden Child's like, well, that's not fucking good. They can't get the knife, the dagger of Ajante or something. Golden Child's like, all right, gonna project myself to Eddie Murphy right now. And he just does it, Jay. He projects himself to Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's just fucking sleeping. Wakes up, sees this bright golden light coming through. He goes over to his window, and he sees a little fucking golden kid right there. He's like, oh, he's right there. That's weird. But it's just like, but again, not really a reaction, just like, huh, weird. And then it fucking turns into a parrot. It's the parrot from earlier, chat. The parrot that the golden child resurrected in Nepal. It's back here. I don't know how it got here. Just, I guess it's magic. It's magic, whatever. So next morning, I think, yeah, Eddie Murphy and Key, they go back to David Lopan and the half-human, half-dragon lady. They're asking, like, I saw the golden kid. It was weird. What do we need to do? And the dragon lady's like, oh, okay, well, you know what? This is what's probably going to happen. Oh, now I know what happens. So, so what happens in the interim period, chat, Charles Dance, well, I can't get the dragon myself because I'm pure evil. Or the dagger myself because I'm pure evil. So I need the good guys to get it for me. And so I'm going to just, send out a messenger that says, hey, I want that dagger for whatever purpose, and I'm going to give you the golden kid back. But, chat, the plan, according to Charles Dance, when I get the dagger, I'm just going to immediately stab him. Immediately stab the golden child, and so it all works out. The fucking heroes also realizes and says, okay, we gotta do some shenanigans too. So when we give him the dagger, we also gotta grab the golden kid as quickly as possible. We're gonna do what Charles Dance wants, just so the golden child can live a little bit longer. He's not eating the blood porridge, which is good. Again, it's fucking convoluted as hell. I think at one point they're like, okay, so Eddie Murphy, we gotta send you to Tibet, or not Tibet, to Nepal. To get the dagger. Eddie Murphy's like, listen, nah, I'm good. This is all crazy. This is nonsense. I want nothing to do with this. Eddie Murphy goes back home, chat. He's like, I need a nap. He takes a nap, chat. Charles Dance, he starts doing some mumbo jumbo magic, and he basically inserts him and all of his henchmen into Eddie Murphy's dream. And Eddie Murphy's like, and then Eddie Murphy, he's just fucking, he's in a daze during this scene. He's like, all right, Jesus Christ. There's a horse at one point. It's like, oh, it's a dream. So all weird stuff happened. There's a horse. Slag is like in a Mater D outfit, and he's doing the Michigan J. Frog thing too. Charles Dance dressed up as a vampire. And Eddie Murphy's just meeting the whole cast of characters. He's just like, all right, this is all we got, huh? Great. At least I'm getting paid for this movie. I can do some better projects in the future. And he's trying. He's like, him and Charles Dance. Charles Dance is like, listen, I'm Charles Dance. Go to Nepal and get the dagger because you're the only one that can get it because you're the chosen one. Give it to me and I'll give you the golden child back. And Murphy's like, you're full of shit. I don't believe you. He was like, you don't believe me? Well, we'll watch it. You don't think this is real? And Murphy's like, yeah, it's a dream. It's not gonna. Nothing bad can happen to me here. I'm gonna be A-okay. And then Charles Dance is like, well, yeah, and he takes out his fucking coke-sniffing pinky check because he has a elongating fingernail. So Charles Dance was doing some blow back then, guys. He was doing a little blow, getting him through the production of the Golden Child. And so he just takes his coke fingernail and runs it across Eddie Murphy's arm. And he leaves it's like he cuts right into the skin. Eddie Murphy, good for him. He's like, ow, that hurts. Again, he doesn't give a shit. He should have been like, oh my God, help. And he's like, whatever. And Charles Dance, he goes away. He's like, you'll remember this when you wake up. This proves that it's real. And then Eddie Murphy proceeds to beat the shit out of Slag. And he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna leave this. I guess this is not really a dream. I guess this is real. He then finds Key in the dream too. She's in a dominatrix leather outfit, chat. The bazungas are just all out there right now. And she's been tied to a, I don't know, I guess a bed that's standing up in the kitchen with toilet paper. He even walks up to her and says, oh, this is toilet paper. She's like, save me, Eddie. And, he fucking does. They get out of the dream chat. And, she also was in the dream too, like the actual Key. And she just wanted to be saved by Eddie Murphy because she's a woman, chat, and she needs to be saved. Despite her, actually being competent and intelligent and strong, much better fighter than Eddie Murphy, and athletic, as we'll see later on in the film, she needs to be saved by a man, chat. That just has to happen. I'm sorry, ladies. That just has to happen. So, at one point, Key's like, you know what, I'm getting all hot and bothered by Eddie Murphy. Let's just do it. Because then, I don't know, I think something happens. Maybe they go back to James Hahn before the trip. He's like, all right, I'll fucking do it. They drive to Eddie Murphy's apartment, and she's like, you're going to ask me up? And he's like, yeah, I do. We don't see anything, though, chat. Because then they go into the apartment. They do their thing. They do the dirty deed. They start wrestling in bed and everything. Then it's the next morning. Eddie Murphy's like, I don't know how to... I made you coffee. I don't know if you take cream and sugar. You just couldn't fucking ask, man. She's like, all right, we got to get going to... Enough with the shenanigans in the bedroom. We got to get going to Nepal. And they're like, they get going, chat. And Eddie Murphy's like, listen... Is it going to be cold? It's another bitch, eh? He's like, I don't know if I want to go if it's cold. She's like, you got to do this for me. We had sex. He's like, oh, fine. He's like, she says, listen, if you want this again, you're going to come with me to Nepal. He's like, all right, I'm going to go to Nepal. And they go to Nepal, chat, and it's cold as shit. It's very high altitude country. And so Eddie Murphy, he's like, oh, I hate being here. And, they're among, again, it feels very stereotypical because you have all these people just going up to Eddie Murphy. He's like, oh my God, it's a black man. Let's take pictures of him. So it's like, Jesus Christ. All right, sure. I'm just staring at him like, what is this? What is this creature you've brought before us? This is terrible. Oh my God. Seems like he needed a motivator to finish this movie. He did. He needed sex. It's a good motivator. Bad 42 in Chinese culture alone, pinky fingernail is a sign of high social status. You can't perform physical labor. Well, why does fucking Charles Dance have it? It's Charles Dance that has it. And he is white and British as fuck. He's not Asian. Or Chinese. I mean, maybe he's culture appropriating a little bit. Certainly that. So, Key, she says, listen, I gotta go ahead and get some stuff when we go to this new monastery we haven't been before. She just says, you have an hour to just be yourself, Eddie Murphy. Just do all the comedic bits and shenanigans you want. Eddie Murphy does so. Because he's talking to people, they don't understand what he's saying, understand what they're saying. Ha ha ha! He then comes upon a little man, Chad, who happens to be Egg Shen from Big Trouble in Little China. It's the same actor. Also played the shopkeeper that got eaten by the graboid in Tremors. And he's talking, this guy, he's like he's a little poor beggar man. He's got some, like, necklaces and, again, that whole, like, language bearer. Eddie Murphy's like, hey, you know what, buddy? I'll give you this $1 for that necklace right there. And he's just, oh, okay. And then Eddie Murphy's like, all right, here, take the money and then put the necklace. So what he does is he's like, I'll give you the necklace. So Eddie Murphy's like, oh, okay. Lowers his head, chat, grabs like the shitty necklace, puts it on Eddie Murphy, and he takes a $100 bill, takes a Benjamin Franklin, chat. Eddie Murphy's like, no, I was going to give you Mr. Washington, not Benjamin Franklin. He's like, oh, no. And then the fucking just the facade dissolves, chat, because then Egg Shen's like, I don't give a fuck, man. All right, ass wipe. Eddie Murphy's like, oh, you can talk, motherfucker, okay. And they just have a back and forth chat. Eddie Murphy's like, I'm gonna kill you. He grabs him, chat, then something distracts him. And he looks back and he pulls a fucking Ben Kenobi. He just disappears. Like, all of his clothes are there. But Egg Shen has vanished. And a short, or could have been magic, the parrot. Now, this is where it confuses me, chat. Because as soon as he disappears, Eddie Murphy hears a sound above him, and it's the parrot that we see consistently throughout the entire movie. That fucking parrot. And it's heavily implied that Egg Shen is that parrot. Because it happens again later on in the film. It's like, what the fuck is this? So wait a minute, was this character dead the whole time? And now, or was the parrot, like, did he die and now he's back? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, he's like, what the hell happened? There's a chubby little Asian man with a $100 bill running around in these Nepalese marketplace. So he goes back to Key. She says, listen, don't worry about it. I have the yaks. We're going to go to the temple that we got to go to get the dagger. He's like, fine, whatever. Do the whole thing. I'm cold. My ass is frozen to this yak. All that whole thing. They get to the temple, chat, and who happens to be the main monk of that temple? Egg Shen. He pulled a quick one. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's like, that's the chubby little Asian man that stole my money. And he's upset about it. And Key's like, Dad, don't do this. You're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me. Okay, I'm going to ask for the knife. And they do the whole ceremony, chat. They spin the bowl thing and the weird pillar thing. They do, I have a question for you. what is your question? Like, all that whole shit. Eddie Murphy's like, what the fuck? All right, whatever. And eventually, Egg Shen's like, he's got to ask me for it. And Eddie Murphy's like, I want the knife, please. Like, all that shit. And Egg Shen's like, all right, listen, all right. Come over here. I can give you the knife, but you got to earn it. If you're truly the chosen one, you have to perform a task, an objective. And Eddie Murphy's like, fine, I'll do it. And Egg Shen gives him a glass of water. He's like, okay, so you're going to go through there. You're going to find the knife, but you cannot spill a single drop of water. Eddie Murphy goes, sure. Okay, I'll do that. Making all the jokes and everything. Egg Shen's like, he's very disrespectful. And he's like, I'm sorry, but he's so sexy. We had the sex. She's very excited about it, chat, but she feels conflicted at the same time. Eddie Murphy, he starts walking in there, and it's basically like it's like a low-rent version of an Indiana Jones movie in here, chat. Feels very similar to something like The Last Crusade, where you follow the path, follow the correct path. Be careful of your footsteps. If you go the wrong way, you're dead. Whole bit where Eddie Murphy's like, oh, there's ground here. He takes out a coin, chat, waits for it to drop. You never hear it, though. You never hear it hit the ground. He's like, that's not good. And so eventually, Chad, he's struggling to get the water over there. He fucking gets over there eventually. It happens. And he's like, how do I get the dagger? Because it's suspended in the air. And there's like a fire all around. He goes, oh, it hurts. And he's like, you have to drink the water, asshole. Eddie Murphy drinks the water, chat. And the flames have died down. He's grabbed the dagger of, yeah. Oh, also, by the way, kind of going back to the dream sequence, there's an obvious moment where Charles Dance forgets the name of the dagger because he stutters when he says it. Like he stops himself and then he says it, and it's like, that's not the name of the dagger at all. And I thought that was very, very funny when he tried to say the name. Like, go back and watch the movie just for that. I was like, oh, that's good. And they didn't even care. They didn't do a second take. They're like, fuck it, doesn't matter. Eddie Murphy was like, I am not doing a second take. You have one chance, Charles Dance, and you blew it. You blew it, chat. And so everyone's happy that Eddie Murphy got the dagger. And like Eddie Murphy, he goes to talk to Egg Shen. Like, Key, she's outside just fucking looking at the moon or something, or praying, I don't know. And Eddie Murphy goes to talk to Egg Shen. And they kind of have a moment, chat. I mean, but again, I feel really bad for the actor who plays Egg Shen in this. Because he's just like a little gross, like, man. He's like picking his nose and burping like at Eddie Murphy. It's like, what the hell? What's all this? But Eddie Murphy's like, clearly you have lived a long time and you are filled with wisdom. And then we just get a thing. I'm like, this does not feel earned whatsoever. Because he asks him, how can you help a guy like me marry something like that? Marry that woman. Because I love her. He says, like, I love her so much and I want to marry her. And Egg Shen's like, you've known her for like 2 days. Really? I mean, that comes out of nowhere. I was very confused by that. I'm like, okay. All right, maybe it's fucking destiny. I don't know, chat. And he's like, well, you must be pure. You must be pure spirit and pure heart. And you got to keep that thing down there between those black thighs pure. Why do you have to emphasize the black in that, Egg Shen? That's a little racist. Though, to be fair, Eddie Murphy was being racist towards him. So a little back and forth racism, chat. Eddie Murphy's like, fuck. Okay, I guess I'll do that. Because I want to marry this girl so much. And then he wanders back up there, and Kishi looks behind. He's like, oh, I want Eddie Murphy. And then Egg Shen, he goes up to her, and he sits down next to Key, and they start talking. And she's like, you know, he's a fool. He's a fool, Egg Shen. But I love him so much. I love him so dearly. It's like, he does have a charm about him. I found myself liking him immediately. He's so funny. Of course. And she's like, I will marry him. We will be together. And he's like, and then they drop a fucking bomb, chat, right here again. Yes, my daughter, you shall marry him. And you have, I give my blessing to you. It's like, wait a minute. What's going on here? So this is the thing I'm confused about, chat. So clearly, Egg Shen is heavily implied to be the parrot that the golden child resurrected. But I mean, was he always a parrot? Or maybe he died as a parrot and he was brought back as the golden child or something because he's the father of Key. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. I'm so confused by that scene. Anyway, and so apparently, you know, the fucking Key and Eddie Murphy are going to get together. They leave Nepal, chat. There's a whole comedic bit where they got to get the dagger through customs, and Eddie Murphy, again, this makes no sense because they get it through customs by Eddie Murphy putting it in the pocket of another American. Eddie Murphy pushes the guy through, and he does the whole bit like, I'm a investigator of antiquities, and hey guys, you did a great job me busting this guy here. Even though the guy just fucking takes off like down the runway to the plane, it's like, okay, that's weird. And Eddie Murphy clearly has the dagger in his hand, like it's clearly from Nepal. And these guys like, oh Eddie Murphy, you're so charming. Don't you just find Eddie Murphy so charming and funny? They let him go, Chad. Let him pass on through. And so now they're flying back with the dagger, and they're going to do the exchange with Charles Dance. But then who's at the airport, chat? Charles Dance. Nimsy, or Mimsy, whatever the hell his name is. And he's got the po-po on his side, chat. And he's like, arrest that black man over there. And they're like, oh, they go right at him. They need an excuse, chat. They fucking go right at Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, but he's got a whole thing. He's like, oh, my dear brother Mimsy is here. I'm sorry, arrest me, please. Please, I am a street urchin. And it's like, he does a whole, it's like, all right. Then he just drops it to, he's very upfront with Charles Dance in this scene. He's like, listen, buddy, I know you want this dagger. I know you have a nefarious purpose with it. But hey, if I get arrested, they're going to go ahead and take that dagger too. And that's going to be put into evidence in this very highly secure building. Even though Charles Dance can use fucking magic, you know, it'd be no problem whatsoever. Wouldn't be any an issue for him. Oh, I forgot. There's also a scene when Eddie Murphy tracks down some Chinese gangsters, and he fights some of them. And one guy who was working with Charles Dance leaves, and he's scared. And Charles Dance turns like pretended to be a rat, and he became like a guy. And he killed him, and he turned back into a rat chest. So he's got all types of transformation powers, but whatever. It's not important. I forgot that scene in the movie. Anyway, so Eddie Murphy says, listen, they're going to put that in lockup. They're going to put me in lockup. You're never going to see that dagger again. We got to do this deal. And Charles Dance is like, fuck, fine, whatever. So he goes off, Chad. He calls the police off of Eddie Murphy. Even though the police were ready to go. They didn't need a fucking excuse to go after him. It's like, this is kind of fucked up. Anyway. So Eddie Murphy and Key, they go back to a safe house era that's under guard from the organization that the Golden Child belongs to. But then Charles Dance is like, fuck the deal. Just kill those people and bring me the dagger. And so he sends out all those guys. They take out the security chat. Key and Eddie Murphy, they're in the bedroom. And Key just wants to fuck, like, really bad. Eddie Murphy's like, I gotta keep things pure, though. I talked to Egg Shen. He taught me a good lesson. But Key's like, fuck that old man. Fuck me. She's like, all about it. She's like, wow, okay. And so she's in bed. Obviously very horny, can't do anything about it. Eddie Murphy hears some rustling behind him. It's like, oh, the guys, all of our security's gone. Key and Eddie Murphy, they drop down. They're trying to get away from the people. He's got the dagger, like, in this briefcase, and he's fighting with it. He's fighting the guy with the severe burns, the morbidly obese Asian man, and also Slag, who's clearly mentally challenged. And also Charles Dance is there too. He's doing his teleportation powers. At one point, like Key, she's the best fighter, so she's kind of saving Eddie Murphy, keeping the dagger safe at the same time. She's doing a bunch of flippy jumps. Clearly not the actress. Clearly it's a body double. Doesn't matter. At one point, Eddie Murphy's cornered in a tennis court. Sure. And the morbidly obese crossbowman, he fires Eddie Murphy, but Key's like, no! And then she does like a million flippy jumps, chat. Like, it's like the Star Wars prequels all over again. And she lands directly in front of Eddie Murphy, and she takes the crossbow bolt right in the back. And then she has a very weird line. She says, listen, I didn't sleep with you because I wanted, the D. I actually love you. And then she dies. Like, I am not joking. That's pretty much the line. She just said, I just didn't want to sleep with you. I just for your body, I loved you. And then she just dies. It's like, why? First of all, it would have been totally fine. She just said, I love you. And now it's corny and cheesy. But why open with I just want to make everything clear right here. I just want to clear the air between us. So she's dead. Eddie Murphy's like, damn it, I should have had one more time. Should have slept with her. Even the time when they attacked us, I could have finished. It would have been over. She would have been happy. I would have been satisfied. It would have been all good. So he goes back to, David Lopan chat, and he's like, yeah, so, this is bad. Oh, I think they also took the dagger. Did they take the dagger? No, they didn't take the dagger yet. No, they didn't take the dagger yet. I think Eddie Murphy still has the dagger. I believe. Yes. Yeah, okay. So David Lopan's like, yeah, okay, so listen, there's like a weird thing where they say, maybe, do they have the dagger? Let me hold on. Let me make sure who has the dagger at this point, chat. Okay, no, okay, so yeah, Charles Dance and his guys, they do take the dagger, chat, so this is not good. Apparently they can use the dagger to kill the golden child by the end of the day that we're currently on. So the night has passed, we're on the day, by the end of that day, they'll use the knife on the golden child and bring destruction upon all the world. Because if they do that, chat, if they kill the golden child, then all the hope in humanity will die with the golden child. And so Eddie Murphy's like, fuck that. I'm mad. I'm going to go talk to the dragon lady downstairs. He's like, you're not, I don't know what the hell you are, but I'm going to move this curtain away. And it is a terrible stop motion, claymation, half woman, half dragon creature. There is a reference later on. There's a reference in about an hour before where Key says, yeah, apparently one of her family members was raped by a dragon. And the dragon's blood has always been a part of her family since then. It's like, that's kind of fucked up. So, whatever. She's over 300 years old, I guess, too. And so Eddie Murphy's like, shit, all right, this is serious. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just go save the golden kill completely by myself. No help whatsoever. I found out where Charles Dance and his guys are. I'm just going to go over there. Also, I forgot to mention, they have the worst score in this film because it is very much a, action, synthy, like pop rock music. That you expect, like, not even like, it's like the shit version of Beverly Hills Cop, and they use it for every scene in the film, and it's like, this is not appropriate to use it here. Like, this is an emotional, dramatic moment, and you're playing this music. It should not, whatever. It was very odd choice. So he just fucking goes over the mansion, chat. Meanwhile, the golden child, he eventually manages to turn the mind of Slag onto to him, and so now they have a sleeper agent among Charles Dance's forces. And so that's good. So that kid's like, all right, well, I got one guy here, so I can kind of escape. I'm going to wait for Eddie Murphy, because he's the chosen one. He's destined to fight for me and find me. And so Eddie Murphy, he infiltrates the mansion, chat. He takes on the guy with the severe burns, kills him very easily. This is the action scene, chat. We have the monkey man with the severe burns, throws his, his fucking flail at Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy grabs it, throws it the other way, it wraps around a pillar, and Monkey Man's like, oh my god, that's just gonna fuck me up and throw me off. And then Monkey Man somehow wraps the thing around his neck and hangs himself. I was like, wait, what happened? I rewound the movie like twice, just like, okay, what happened? And it didn't make any sense. It's so choppy and poorly edited, chat. It's like, all right, whatever. Eddie Murphy, he eventually finds the dagger, I think. He's like, all right, I got the dagger now. This is cool. But then he's ambushed by the morbidly obese Asian man with the crossbow. And Eddie Murphy's like, fuck, well, I can't get to you fast enough. But it's okay, because fucking Slag comes up behind the morbidly obese Asian man, and he just fucking cracks his neck, and he's dead. Eddie Murphy's like, well, clearly you're on our side now, Slag. I'm really happy about that. Slag's like, come on, we gotta save the kid. Oh! Dang, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Oh, dang. Hey, Chris, it has been a while. It has been a while. Business travel for the past month. Anyways, good to be back. Good to have you back. Business travel. I mean, I guess that's coming to an end right now. Hopefully you're healthy and everything's fine. You're safe. Good to see you, though, sir. Here's to you, my friend. May the wings of liberty never lose a feather. We're almost towards the end, chat. You came in the end, dang. So, what's happening here? Oh, yeah. So, Slag and Eddie Murphy, they entered the room of the Golden Child. The Golden Child's like, fucking finally, save me, Eddie Murphy. I've been waiting here so long, I ran out of leaves to eat. And so they open up the little cage, chat. Eddie Murphy says, go with the kids, Slag, and I'm going to take care of business. I'm going to take down Charles Dance. Opens to the immediately next room. Like, it's obvious that Charles Dance can hear all the shit that's happening, but apparently not. Eddie Murphy opens the room. He's got the knife, or the dagger, or whatever. He's like, all right. Let's go. Mimsy, what the hell's name is. And Charles Dance is like, all right, I'm fucking done. And he proceeds to transform into a terrible stop-motion claymation demon. And everybody's like, wow, I'm so scared. I'm going to run now. So he gets out of the room, chat. He takes the kids. Slag's just kind of like, I don't really know what to do now, so I'm just going to kind of stand here. And that's done. We never return to Slag, chat, even though he's now a good guy. His soul has been purified by the Golden Child. He's clearly more intelligent than he actually was, but we never see Slag again. Did Charles Dance kill him? I have no idea. Maybe Charles Dance wouldn't even know that Slag freed him. We don't know. But it doesn't matter because we never touch on him again. If someone can answer that in the chat, I'd appreciate it. Angelo, welcome to the stream. Can you answer that question for me? I can't. And so Eddie Murphy, he grabs the kid, he puts him into the car. And he's like, all right, we gotta get the fuck out of here. But where are my keys? Oh, no, I lost my keys. But the golden child's like, move over, I fucking got this. And he touches Eddie Murphy's hand. And there's an electrical surge from Eddie Murphy's hand that powers the car. And Eddie Murphy's like, good one, kid. And they drive off. Eddie Murphy kind of like goes, Eddie Murphy's trying to have a rapport with the child. He's like, Jesus Christ, they got you on fucking Valiant because the kid's giving him nothing. The kid is just, the entire time, no reactions whatsoever to anything that's happening around him. So it's like, great. And so fucking Charles Dance Demon, he starts attacking him from the sky. Terrible effect. Throwing shit at him. Eddie Murphy crashes the car. They run into like a underground reservoir area, I think. I'm not really sure. It's an underground thing. Kid goes first. Eddie Murphy gets in there. Eddie Murphy starts battling the creature, kind of. Eddie Murphy, again, not like you're getting attacked by a fucking flying demon. And Eddie Murphy goes like that. He's doing that Eddie Murphy playing Chad's like, no, ah, like a scream or like, you motherfucker, like, yo, like, just get, he's like, Eddie Murphy's like, I don't care anymore. This movie sucks. Get me out of here. Pay me and let's finish this. But then they have to do all the B-roll in the movie chat. That's why he's like, I don't know, whatever. And so he's fighting this thing. But Eddie's like, okay, I can't, like, fight a mano-y-mano with it. I just have to, I have to dodge it. And the thing, like, it's a video game fight, chat, because the thing hits all the pillars, and it brings down, like, the reservoir on top of it. Or I don't know, maybe they're in the building. I don't care. So he crushes Charles Dance Demon. Eddie Murphy grabs the golden child. They get out of the reservoir, chat. They drive back to Key, because he's like, I saw this kid do magic powers. Perhaps he can save Key. And not going to have sex a second time. And so he brings him. He's like, hey, kid, can you do the magic finger? And kid's like, stand back, man. And before he does it, chat, fucking Charles Dance Demon pops up again. And Charles Dance, he's wrestled Eddie Murphy, but Eddie Murphy's like, I'm going to end you. And he finally takes out the dagger, and he stabs Charles Dance in the tum-tum. And then Charles Dance dies, chat. He turns to ash or melts, I forget. But he's gone. He's dead. And then the golden child's like, whew, glad that's over. He touches Key. She comes back alive. And then we end with Eddie Murphy and Key, and she's just on top of Eddie Murphy. She's like, Chad, she might as well just be humping him at this point. She has all of her arms wrapped around his body like this, like nuzzling into his chest as they're walking. Eddie Murphy's like, I can't fucking walk when you're doing this. Jesus, girl, get off of me. But he's walking. They're walking, Chad. He's joking. She's like, ha, you're so funny, Eddie. Eddie Murphy's like, okay, I'm gonna end with some jokes. Kid, you got a big fucking head. Wear this hat because the kid's just gonna make fun of your big fucking head. And he clearly does. Like, he's got like a lot of fluid in that head, Shay. He's kind of wobbling too because all the fluid. And they go off into the sunset, chat. Key says, I gotta take the golden child back to Nepal. I'll be back in 2 weeks, and then we're gonna have the sex. Eddie Murphy goes, yes. And then it's credits, chat. That's the golden child. It's not a good movie in the slightest. I didn't find it particularly funny. Yeah. Some old bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm gonna give it some old bullshit, chat. There's nothing there, honestly. There's maybe, I wouldn't even say watch it for like, it's a good bad movie watch. You can, with friends. Like, it's a comedy. It's trying to be a comedy, but all the jokes and the humor, it just falls flat. And it feels so incredibly dated. I mean, everything to do with the Key character is weird. The Asian stereotypes, the black stereotypes, the, like, obviously humor of them trying to out-racist each other. It's like, all right, okay. It's like, there's nothing clever about the film. And Eddie Murphy hates the movie. He has publicly stated, like, this film was a piece of shit. It made money, and I'm glad about it, but yeah, it was not a great experience for me. And that's why he was involved in the creative process, the writing and the production, and the editing of his future films. I think he did Coming to America after this, maybe a couple other movies too. So it was not a great experience for him. It was not a great experience to watch either. But I fulfilled my obligation to you.